Hey all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kritika Dadich, your reader, and today I'm reading Legends of Pensam by Mamang Dai. So till now we had done two chapters and today I'll begin with the third chapter. In that third chapter, I'll begin the first subchapter of that third chapter. So the name of the first subchapter is The Words of Women. Let's see. A line of women moving up a steep slope. The piece is steady, slow. In the fading light, no toil is visible, and they appear to climb smoothly towards the ridge top flat and peaceful above them. They have been in the forest all morning, cutting woods, cracking dry bamboo, and piling stray branches seasoned by sun and rain into stacks to be carried back to the village. This is a daily necessity. The work is hard, but scouring the forest, the women could at least stop, stretch, talk to each other. Now the unforgiving hill permits no speech. Every muscle, every trembling cell of the body is concentrated on the efforts to tackle the gradient. One step after another, they move, silent, with no other thought than to reach the top, where they will tear the heavy basket off their back for a while and wait, bent and panting, for their bursting hearts to quieten slowly, slowly before tackling the last incline to the village gate. RC thought she would never be able to lift her head again. Her shoulder muscle would remain fixed forever in a stoop, her hands clutching at the belt of cane, bruising her head and strapping her down. She could not turn around, so tautly held her head, jawbone, ligament, veins, that her neck might snap if she tried. She almost wept with the strain. Huh? Why? Why do we have to kill ourselves like this? Is this a life? Is this all there is? How can it be? A dry, stinging pain rose in her throat and spread to the roof of her mouth. Sweat dripped down on her face, and she felt she was losing her vision. But she would not stop, not yet, and rose blindly, climbing, forcing energy and will to obey out of her long habit and practice. The stony road led directly to Yapku, the first of the hamlet of the Duyang group of villages clustered together in the middle of cane thickets and clumps of bamboo. Other meandering path linked the village Yelen, Siren, and the original village of Duyang. The villages ran into each other, and only a tree, a rock, or a narrow stream cutting across the path marked the loose boundaries. Great boulders lay everywhere. In between, one walked on gravel and dust. In the dry month, this dust swiveled around and scattered itself in a fine powder that darkened the face of the villagers and made them curse the place. The dry wind filled the chicken coops with dust and threw thorny twigs and insect wings into the feeding throes. Once RC had tried to make a flower garden, but she had struck rock everywhere. Chicken feathers and some dry mud flew up, and she struggled and scrapped, trying different spots, but there was no soil and no moisture. Is this a place to live? She had asked. Why did our forefathers choose this place? Surely we are outcast, dumped in this bone and knuckle parts of the world. When can one say to that? Mamudumi had replied, this is our world. When it wasn't dry, it rained without end. They asked, growled, and crackled. The days were soaked and the nights drenched. Is this season where women split the bamboo? Green snakes slid out in the kitchen fire. Where did they come from? The women would wonder. By what magic did the eggs hatch and the long, green adult grow within the hollow of the bamboo stem? Maybe it just happened like in a dream. Yayu said once evening, how can it? There must be a way, a reason. Mimam chimed in, and at the end of a day of unrelenting rain, when the firewood burned badly and filled the kitchen with smoke, this was more than Arsi could bear. Reason, reason. What reason? She yelled. By what reason are we here with the rain and the mud and the fungus? Can you tell me that? Well, what to do? We are here and that's it. Where will we go? Mimam said and narrowed her eyes. Beside it, it's festival time and we are not dying of unhappiness. Who cares? Arsi snapped. Of course we are unhappy. I am unhappy, 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 unhappy. She tapped the mango tongs on the floor with every word and then delivered a delicate thwack on the soft belly of the dog curled up near her. Out, out, look at me. He's the only one who is happy, sleeping all time. The dog leaped up and looked at her with indignant eyes. Out, bottom, out, she said now, laughing and turned to me. What sort of place is this? You're lucky you went away. Why do you keep coming back? Then she said, in my next life, I shall be born a bird. And do what? Mimam laughed. Oh, so many things. Sing, fly, live properly. For instance, speak English. Now old me, who had been quiet all this while, said sharply, listen to this bird. You should be careful. If a woman becomes too clever, no one will marry her. Mimi had not changed in all the years I had known her. She had also said this when my late mother sent me to college. You waste your life thinking useless things. She was telling Arsina, what is the use? And where is the time to think? Tell me. In this one life, is it enough work just trying to keep body and soul together? You must marry. And women's marriage deeds and obligations she fulfill as a wife and mother are the true measure of her worth. Arcee snorted and smacked a piece of burning wood with the thongs, causing a small explosion of sparks in the hearth. Once she had thought of finishing school and joining college in the city. But this had ended when her father died. Now, she said to me, I'll go away to Gurdam. Sirisi knows a boy with there who has a shop. She has spoken to my mother. I'll say yes. Sirisi is a witch, but I've seen the boy. He'll do. While their men held court and negotiated interminable cases in daily meeting of the village council. The older women like Mimi sat in the sun and talked. They were bold, hard-working, forthright. They shot our words like angry arrows straight to the point. I remembered the year I came back to live in the village after my mother died. I was in an act of penance for having moved to and grown up with my mother, drawing comfort from their talk even when they spoke of sad things. I remember Dumi. A woman's lot is a woman's lot, she had said, and Yayo and Mimi had agreed. Huh, this is it. It was a still, muggy day in late summer. Sitting skinny legged on the veranda, Dummy laughed and spat. She had been ill for months. So, how does one keep body and soul together, huh? Said Yayu. What to say? Who knows? Said Mimi. We were all locked in our secret thoughts. It was a subject to tread lightly, especially with Domi asking the questions. Everyone knew things were not so good between husband and wife. Dumi, the wise, the hard-working, the patient one, was fighting for her life. After all these years, when the children are grown, he decided to take another wife. Has he no shame? They are like that, Yayo said. It is almost time to die, and he think about marrying again. Dumi's heart was torn with rage. She screwed up her eyes and clasped her legs, gazing about her bitterly. The time to weep was gone. Days and nights, he sneaked around. After I bore him children, sun, and look, O sun, O moon, look at this feeble man and see what he is doing. Yes, Yahoo said, trying to shield her. Don't talk about it so much. Silence. Huh. Hush. I call on your father and son, brother, son, mother and sister. Let him be ruined. Fire on his head. The women stirred uneasily. It was a big thing to evoke the sun and moon. Words have magic, and powerful words have powerful magic. We knew in this village that the men slept peacefully with no blame to touch them. The laws of birth, life, and death were fixed and unchangeable, and despite everything, women always prayed, let no harm come to our men. The late blaze of summer brought rain. It rained like it would never stop, and when it stopped, the sun burned more brightly, as if to make up for lost time. Cicadas screamed. Huge green locusts thumped against the bamboo and perched on our belongings. Doomy cursed so hard, her words seemed to poison the air and make us all fall ill. At night, she lay rigid by the fire and stared unblinkingly at the insect wings and strands of dust dangling from the smoke blackened bamboo poles of the roof. Her old bag hung from one of the poles. Give it to me, she would say. We would sit around her and not know what to say. When one of us gave her the net bag, she dug her bony hands into it and brought out her old tin. She fumbled with trembling fingers to break off a bit of opium from the tightly rolled wad. She carried it to her mouth and chewed on it slowly, pushing away all gestures of health with a hard, flat stare. A strange cry would escape her lips now and then, as if some glimmer of the true depth and expense of life had passed before her eyes. Then she would sigh and hold her breath. Tumi died that March. We kept the fire burning all night in the ritual wake for the dead. But there was no warmth. If life is not happy, then what to do? The women said. Old men Patter, the oldest man in the village, came to mourn Tumi's passing. His bones cracked and he sat by her to weep. You should have gone with her, one of the women cried. I am waiting to go with you, the old man replied, blinking back his tears and laughing loudly. Arsi, who was a little girl then, was squatting beside me, and she said, why is life so sad? And when it is so short? The empty month rattled over the stony roads. An interior storm seemed to darken our houses, sucking away energy, hope, and dreams. In the evening, fireflies beamed out of corners and glowed silently around the jackfruit trees. It was a deceptive and deranging season. We carried water, we pounded grain, we gasped and died climbing up the steep hill carrying firewood. We trucked to the field and spared the young shoot of paddy with rice paste. Grant us blessings, give us food. Oh, great mother, protect us. It seemed to me that for a little we prayed too long. I chafed under the weight of daily routine. I decided it was a mistake to cling on to my past in a village I had outgrown years ago. I decided I should be practical. I should leave. But the pull of the old stones would not ease. That was the year I decided to settle in Gurdam town. It was the best kind of compromise. Half a day's journey by road from the village where my mother was buried, yet far enough to still hope for a life of my own. So that's all, my dear. Thank you so much. If you like it, please share and subscribe it. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.